Hello, we are getting ready to start lesson 13. Make sure that you have those materials with you and ready to go. All right, so we are going to start today with our sprint. Please remember that when you're doing your sprint, you need to do a 1-minute timing, and your parent should do that for you. And in a few minutes after we've gone through everything, I will show you the key to this. But a 1-minute timing, you need to put the number that you got correct at the top, and then as you move on to the next page, you are going to do that a second time for 1 minute. This is not new, we've done this a lot, and we're hoping that the number correct that you got this time goes up and that we see an improvement. You're always only working against yourself, and you want to see that number go up. I would also encourage you that when you're finished with the 1-minute timings, that you go through and finish all of the problems that are on those pages, because they are such good practice in helping you to understand what second graders need to know about Eureka Math as we prepare you not only for lessons further down the road in Eureka Math, but also to be successful in 3rd grade Eureka Math. All right, so let's move on and take a look at what you're going to be doing today. It's very important, my friends, that you watch the video before you start to try and do these lesson packets, because if you don't watch these videos, you will be confused about what you are supposed to be doing. You will need to have the template number line to help you with these problems, because problem number 1 is going to correspond with problem number 1 here. So this would be problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4, problem 5, and then flipping over to problem 6. And then on the homework, you'll be able to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you'll need to draw the last 2 problems on your own, because you only have, well, you don't have the double-sided template, which I created for my face-to-face students, but you only have this template, so you're going to need to draw your number lines, your blank number lines for the balance of those problems. And you'll also need to have one as you're doing the exercises with the teacher on the Eureka video. So I wish that I had given you more of these, but I did not know that until I started making the lessons, and I apologize for that. So problem number 1, I am going to tell you, I'm changing this just a little bit because that's what they did. So basically, my friends, you don't need to worry about the last part of this. They have taken that part out, and I think that was probably a wise choice, because it was a lot of work to do that one. Then you're moving over to the homework page, and you're going to place your discs the same way that you watch in the video. And then you don't need to worry about this part right here, but you do need to transfer these onto the number line, and after you watch the video, you'll be able to better understand what that's supposed to look like. If you have access to a printer in your home, it would probably be a good idea to print that template, or to make several copies of it, because you will need it at least through this lesson. I don't know about future lessons, because I just don't know, because I'm learning right along with you. So I know for this one, for these lessons, you're going to need to have at least 3 of these, and I have made them double-sided for my face-to-face students, which would probably be a good idea for you too if you are going to make copies. Otherwise, you'll have to draw copies on blank paper. All right, so it's really not as hard as it sounds. There is your template. I would probably do a double-sided, and I would probably have at least 3 copies of this double-sided. That is what I have created for my face-to-face students. On the exit ticket, don't forget to put your name, of course, and the date that you completed the assignment, which should be on the day that we assign it, so that you don't fall behind. And then you just need to follow the instructions on the 3 problems that you need to do. If you have been doing the things that they tell you to do in the video this time, you will not have any trouble with the exit ticket. I think it's nice that this actually matches what we've been working on if you watch that video. Okay, so with that having been said, I am going to move on to the fluency part of our lesson today, and this part is going to be fairly short because part of the fluency for lesson 13 is on the Eureka video as well. So we will just be working this math problem together, and then I will expect you to work the pages, of course after you've watched the video, because you will not understand what to do if you don't. And then I will give you the answer key for the problems that we are doing today. So let's go ahead and start with our word problem for today. And I need to remind you to use cubes, and I'll probably remind you of this every single time we do a word problem because it is a very important strategy for helping young students be able to break apart word problems and solve them. All right, so we need to circle the numbers, underline the question, box the key words, X out extra information, set the problem up to solve, along with make sure you read the problem. You need to, whoops, I did that backwards. Sorry, that should not be that way. I did that backwards. Whoops, that should be read the problem, draw, and then do a right or a word answer to your problem. So Sarah's mom bought 4 boxes of crackers. Okay, that's an important number. Each box has 3 smaller packs of 10 inside. Okay, how many crackers were in the 4 boxes? All right, so I'm thinking about my keywords. Sarah's mom bought 4 boxes of crackers. Each box, that's an important keyword, each box has 3 smaller packs of 10 inside. How many crackers were inside the 4 boxes? I think I am going to put that also as an important keyword because you are looking at those 4 boxes. All right, so I'm thinking what kind of a word answer, I usually like to write this before, what kind of a word answer would I want to give? And I am being asked how many crackers were in the 4 boxes. So I might rewrite that question as a statement. There were blank crackers There were blank crackers in the 4 boxes. That's really the question that I have to answer. There were blank crackers in the 4 boxes. So I'm going to leave you now that we have done the setup part. Well, we've done the first part of cubes. Now you need to set the problem up and you need to solve it. So there could be several ways that you might do that based on the different things that you've watched us do over the course of the first quarter. And then we'll take a minute and we'll check and see how you did. So pause the video until you have this one done. Then you're going to come back and check your work. Pause the video. Are you back? All right, I think I'm going to start off by telling you that there were 120 crackers in those 4 boxes. If you did not come up with 120, you need to pause the video and go back and try your problem again. Your target is to come up with 120. So if that didn't happen as you were setting this problem up to solve it, you need to go back and try that one again. So that's just a little extra hint if you had trouble figuring that out on your own. So if you need to, pause the video, go back and try again. In the meantime, I'm going to show you several ways that it was possible to solve this problem. So the first thing that I thought of when I did this problem was that I have 4 boxes of crackers. So I drew myself 4 boxes of crackers. There's my 4 boxes of crackers, and you might have done this a little different, but I do know that inside each of those boxes was 3 smaller packages that had 10 crackers in each package. So I said 10 crackers, 10 crackers, 10 crackers, and then I said 10 crackers, 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 10 crackers. So I'm thinking about what the problem is telling me. So I'm going back to go through and I'm saying, well, that was the 4 boxes of crackers, and I know that this would be 3 10s. This would be 3 10s. This is 3 10s, and I'm writing it out just so I don't get lost. 3 10s, and you should too. 3 10s. And the value of 3 10s is 30. Value of 3 10s is 30. So that gave me a really good beginning on what the problem told me. So there were 3 smaller packs in each box. So that's what these numbers represent. So I can see in my brain that if I would combine these 3, I should be able to find the total number of crackers. So that's the next step that I took. I said 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30. There's my equation, and I don't want to make this difficult. I can make it easy on myself. 30 plus 30 is 60, and 30 plus 30 is 60 again. And I know what 6 and 6 is. Well, 6 and 6 is 12, but I've got 60 and 60, so I know that I would have 120. So therefore, I can see that my response of 120 was very accurate. Now, another way this could have been done, and I'm going to draw a little line here, and I'm going to put the word or, because some of you might have solved it this way. I could have skip counted until I had skip counted every single one of these boxes. So I could have said 10, 20, 30, I'm counting, 40, next 10 would be 50, the next 10 would be 60, the next 10 would be 70, 80, 90, then I'm over to these 10s, from 90 to 100, 110, 120. So I could have also skip counted by 10s. That's another possible way. And you may have come up with a way that's even different than these two. If you can explain how you got to 120, Miss Starr, if I was right there with you, I would be saying congratulations, because there's a lot of different ways that you could approach solving these problems. But I thought I'd at least show you 2 possible ways, and you may have come up with one of your own. So hopefully that was not too hard for you. Please remember that 2nd graders need to be able to solve simple word problems like this, and that's why we do one every single day. Okay, hopefully at this point you need to shut the video off, and you need to make sure that you've watched the Eureka video first, because in just this assignment took me a little while, so I'm going to say probably 30 plus minutes to do this assignment. It took me a while to do it. So pause the video. When you're done, get a parent, come back, and you can check your answers with Miss Starr. Okay, so off you go, starting with your sprint. Okay. Are you back? I hope so. Do you have a parent with you? Should. All right, so parents, go ahead and correct this 1-minute timing. See how, whoops, that wasn't very good, Miss Starr. A 1-minute timing. See how your student did. Pause the video so that you can check. And please remember, wherever they got to, if they didn't get all the way finished, they really should go back and finish that up. So pause the video so you can check this one. And now we're going to come over and we're going to show you side B. You are going to pause that video. Take a look at that. Remember, you need to finish any that you didn't get done, and hopefully you improved your score. That's the whole idea. And this is such excellent practice for 2nd graders. Right? So now I'm going to come over. This is going to be a little more tricky because of the way this was set up, but I'm going to show you. This is the problem set, and this problem goes with this number line. So you've got this problem, this number line. You should have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps of 10 and 2 jumps of 1, which would give you 72. So number 1 and number 1 on the problem set should correspond with number 1 on the template. Okay? So you can pause the video at any point if you need to look at things a little more closely. Here's number 2 and number 2. Pause the video if you need to look at it more closely. Let's see if I can get that in just a titch tighter for you to be able to see. I know this is, it's sometimes not the best, but we do the best that we can. Okay, so that one should have been 427. Then we're moving on to number 3. So here's the third place value chart and its relationship to the number line. Okay, moving over to number 4. Anytime, you probably will be pausing and starting the video a lot as you check these parents. And moving down to number 5. And I needed to turn my paper over so that I could do number 6. Ooh, it's not quite all fitting on there because this was a long one. So there was a lot of hundreds on this one. Okay, pause the video so you can check your students' work. Then, of course, we are moving on to the problem set. And, or not the problem set, but the homework page, done exactly the same way. This is why I recommended that you have several sheets of the number line. I wish I would have known that when I was getting your stuff ready for this quarter, but you know what? I'm not familiar enough with the program, and I'm learning right along with you. So there's number 1. There is number 2. You might need to pause the video so you can get a good look at it. And I just see a little boo-boo that I made. These should be leaps of 10. Oops, I'm hoping that I didn't do that very often. So those should be leaps of 10. So those should be the 10s and not the 1s. My bad. Okay, here's number 3. And number 4. Right here and right here. Number 5. Oops, I see another boo-boo I just made. I need another leap. I need to have another 1 right there. My bad, so bad. Oh man, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Oops, losing my pencil. Let's make that last leap because that is 702. Okay, and then we are coming over to the back side to do number 6. Ooh, boy, that's a big one too. I had to do a lot of leaps of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait a minute here. Am I on number 6 on the homework? I need to stop this for just a second. Well, you know, sometimes the teacher notices that she made a boo-boo. And if you ever see any boo-boos that I don't correct, you can always send me a little text message that says, Ms. Starr, maybe you need to go back and look at one. Yeah, because I definitely made a boo-boo on this one. So I crossed out my boo-boo one. I didn't have enough 100s, but I think I do this time, so I'm just going to double check it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 900s. 1, 2, 3, 3 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect on that one. So I'm going to give myself a smiley face because I didn't mess that part up. But I did need to think about this one. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 910, 920, 930, 931, 932, 933, 934, 935, 936. Oh, Miss Starr, you get a big smiley face. Woohoo! Okay. And of course, here is your exit ticket that I don't get to show you. You need to send that so we understand, or I understand as your teacher, or whoever your teacher is, exactly what you learned from this particular lesson. So good luck to you. I don't think you'll have a hard time with this one. It seems to be pretty straightforward. And until the next time, I'll see you later.